and it shows Honolulu lit up like it's daytime for a split second when the bomb went off up in the upper atmosphere. So you should see that photo. You should be able to find that photo. It's a pretty famous photo. I had it as a kid. I had that photo to put in a book, that they give you from the Science Foundation or whatever it was that I was in.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know why, but all these weird starfish popped up on Google. Like just random from movies and stuff. Project Starfish.
Yeah, Project Starfish is you also have to be careful because that's a school thing too. It might have been called I wonder if it was Starfish Prime. Look up Starfish Prime.
I say I just got it. Starfish Prime.
Starfish Prime is the one.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And if you look where it took place, you look it's west of Hawaii. And there you go. And it was they said it was just southwest of Johnston Atoll. Okay. Yeah, that's correct because that's where it exploded, just southwest of Johnston Atoll. So they're not lying about that.
Yeah, but so that's what I call is leaving truths out.
Yeah. Oh, and look, it says it was 10 degrees above the horizon as seen from Hawaii at 11 p.m. Hawaii time. Yeah, and it did. It illuminated. There it is. It's right down there. It's if you scroll down. Yeah, you got it. Is that the one? Yeah, that's the one.
I got two here.
Yeah, that's the one. The other one, yeah, that's Honolulu, illuminated by the blast.
So that a blast happens in the ionosphere.
Yeah, up in space. Yeah, basically in space. Yeah.
Now, were any? Because we know that projects that involve nuclear often have UFO sightings around them. Was this one of those?
Not that I know of. I think this was.
I don't think so either. I just couldn't remember if it was one of the ones that was associated with it.
Yeah.
But that is a very interesting test. So, and that was conducted, and so that's really. So what's the correlation here between?
Yeah. By the way, if you look in that article, I just saw this now for the first time ever. It said Starfish Prime caused an electromagnetic pulse or an EMP that was far larger than expected. No, it wasn't. It was as designed because, as I told you, they were actually trying to affect enemy satellites.
Right.
And it worked.
So, so causing that EMP blast basically fries the enemy satellite.
Yeah, and as you see, it actually caused electrical damage in Hawaii. Okay, from that distance away. So,
what about fallout?
At that altitude, they weren't really too concerned about it. But certainly, there was a cloud of fallout that was drifting around the Earth for some period of time until it got dispersed. There's no doubt.
And that's not a concern.
At the time, it wasn't.
Yeah,
at the time, I mean, they did some really bad things. Here in the U.S., that were tests that were dangerous to people as well.
Right. And I think there's the clear line of when they're willing to go, what the lengths that they're willing to go for, quote unquote, national security. Yeah. And we're seeing that play out with the UFO topic.
Yeah.
And so I know the MUFON symposium is coming up. Are you going?
No, they initially were going to have me there, but I think they ran out of money to bring me there, and so they're not doing it. So I'm not going this year. Next year they want me there, but so they're not doing it this year.
Yeah. So Ron James has said he's presenting 4 new cases. To the and he was on Jimmy Church, and you're going on there tonight. This won't air till Sunday, so this will all be in the past for everybody. But Ron, we were talking about it earlier. Ron showed a picture on air of the Vetted podcast. It turned out not to be anything, but he kind of like. So my question is, and I want to ask you this publicly because I think people should know. Why weren't you consulted as the photography and videography expert?
I don't know. I mean, and I don't hold grudges against anybody. You know, it literally could have slipped his mind. I saw him only a few weeks earlier, so I don't know why he didn't mention anything. He probably would if I mentioned it, and I don't know why he didn't show it to me.
Yeah, I just, from an organization like MUFON, I'm not saying it was a bad look. I'm just saying that it seems like it could have been avoided by just simply talking to you.
Maybe, but I don't sit there going, you should have consulted me.
Right.
You know, I mean, I don't play those games, but I give people the flexibility to take these things to wherever they feel comfortable. Ron, Ron and I are friends. We know each other. And so why he didn't consult with me, anybody's guess. I mean, it's possible that he thought, I might not find the same thing that he thinks. And so he was kind of mentally just saying, I don't want to talk to Marc about it. I don't know. It could have been that way because maybe he thought I would have poo-pooed it. But on the other hand, I might have also said, Ron, that's genuine.
Right.
So I haven't seen it.
Well, it's not genuine.
It's not. I don't know what happened to it. I don't even know the provenance of the thing.
Yeah, so it's from a model. It was from a kit of a model, and it had something to do. It was a picture in like a some sort of book, and they found the expanded version like within 20 minutes of him showing the picture. So that's just how quick things work now, and. I just think that he's in his defense, he did say, I'm glad that they found it. Now we can say, it's not what we thought it was, but it's like, okay, well, why didn't you do that internally before? Like that seems like MUFON. That's what the game is.
Well, Ron James doesn't represent everything in MUFON.
I know.
He's not the spokesman. So Ron James is his own person, and we encourage all the people to remain,
individual.
Yeah, of course. And all the chapters are individual. So I'll say that, whatever he wanted to do with it, he's free to do. I mean, there's people that do that too and say, oh, look, I found a UFO and here it is. And it's proven now aliens are here. And then they show a picture of a blurry bird, And when I pull out some of my tools, including a de-blurring tool, you can see the original bird. Not perfectly clear, but enough to see that it was a bird.
Right.
And then they're like, well, you changed the data. No, I didn't change the data.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, people don't want to have their claims dashed. They want to believe that what they captured is the real thing. We all do. I understand it. And I think it's a disservice if I was to, I think it's a disservice if I was to just agree with every single thing that came along. It's a disservice to you. It's a disservice to everybody who watches what I do, follows what I do, listens to what I say on these shows. I can't do it, and I can't be bought. That's the other thing. I've had people say to me, look, we'll give you this much money to come on. The show is about UFOs, but we really want you to find UFOs. I said, what if there aren't any? Well, then say they are. No, I'm not doing it. Well, all right, we'll pay you this much more. No, not doing it. I won't. And that, because it only takes one of those times, okay, for you to get, and you're ruined, right?
Ruined.
And you know what? My integrity when it comes to this is more valuable to me than any dollar value. And I just can't do it. I wish I could. I'd be a millionaire. I'd be Stephen Greer. Yes, he's a charlatan. I know it's not a good thing to say. He's a charlatan of the highest order. I caught him in many lies.
I think most people have, unfortunately.
Oh, I got the letter from James Woolsey, the CIA director, saying, "Do not say you briefed the CIA. You didn't brief the CIA. In real life, I did brief the CIA. I was down there to actually do something in Washington. I was down there and I briefed the CIA director. We drew straws so he could go to Langley because none of us wanted to go. Okay, I drew the short straw. Okay, I'll go to Langley." And so I know what it's like. You don't just get in. You don't just walk in and say, "I want to brief you." You know what happened was he cornered the director and his wife at a dinner party and started talking to him about his stuff. All right. And the director said in the letter, "You cornered my wife and I at a dinner party. This does not constitute a briefing. You need to go through proper channels for that. This was not that. Please cease and desist. Thank you, James Woolsey." And I got the letter around here somewhere.
He hasn't not done that, and he keeps perpetuating that he has briefed every president and all the CIA directors since God knows when, because he started in every story.
No one's shutting him down. That's the thing. The government doesn't say, "Well, that's a jerk. I'm not going to shut him down." Whatever.
Right.
You know?
But honestly,
he'll cross the wrong person.
He will. And honestly, Mark, you saying that, it recertifies my respect for you. I will tell you a little story. While we were shooting my recent movie, it has to do with a lot more of the paranormal themes, more so than the UFO stuff. And there was one point in that movie process where someone was like, "Oh, we can just," and it wasn't part of my, I'm not going to name anyone, but they were basically saying, just lean into it,
fake it.
I don't want to say it, but, and my girlfriend was there. I stopped my tracks and I just said, "That is not what I'm about. I'm here for the truth." And I I see that now. The people that you hold to the highest degree, right? That you think that they're the cleanest, they have the cleanest bill. They're willing to let their morals go for a monetary value. And it scares me in this field. And I think that's why anytime money is involved with the UFO topic, people get a little weary. For instance, the Hollywood Disclosure Alliance is now requiring a donation to the 501c3 in order to remain a founding member. Now, I'm not saying that this is an example, but a lot of people are going to leave that organization now. And, when money gets involved, for some reason, there's just seems to be a disconnect with the community. But it's good to know that there are people like you who can't be bought, purchased, or nudged in any certain direction.
Yeah, I have no reason to do it. I don't care about fame and fortune. I don't have an ego to bruise. It's all about ego. People think, "Oh, look what I'm on TV." You know what? I haven't watched anything I've been on.
Really?
I very few. I mean, if I see it's on, I'll say, "Oh, I remember that shirt."
Right.
More pizza, and then I'm not impressed with that. My appearance on TV, I don't care about, and that's the thing. People think TV, not just another medium.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people with more YouTube subscribers than people who watch TV. Okay, so I don't think that's a big deal to me. I'm about the passion of my astronomy. I'm about the passion of UFO. Truth seeking.
Yes.
And as far as the paranormal goes, that's not as far out of my wheelhouse as you may think, because our show that we did for Discovery Plus called Alien Invasion Hudson Valley, I was a cast member on that show, and we actually did do investigations of a haunted house and in a forest. And one of the things that I realized is that today's paranormal could end up being tomorrow's science. And that's a phrase I use, and I don't have a problem if you want to use it. Okay? Because we recognize it as paranormal. But is it paranormal